How y'all doing? It is September. What a time to remember. All right, so I think I mentioned yesterday what my question today is. I said, I guess technically 5 years. Well, it'd be 5 years for me. Or technically 4.5. But I guess we can answer the question of um if you're approaching 30. Like if you're 5 years short of, if you're 5 years away from 30 or so, and you can answer it like this. But if you're not, where do you see yourself in 5 years? That's always a tough question to answer because it's always easy to say a specific thing that we're going to be doing in 5 years. It's always easy to say, I'm gonna be that in five years from now. I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna have this, I'm gonna do all of this in 5 years. It's tough, but I was looking at videos and information, and I kind of agree with this. You know, it's crazy to assume that we know where we're gonna be in 5 years. It's funny to assume because there was this quote, and I value this quote myself, and it's like, it goes like, if you know where you're gonna be in 5 years, or if you know what you're gonna be doing in 5 years, you're thinking too small. You're dreaming too small. Your dreams are not big enough. They're not scary enough. There's not enough uncertainty in it. You're playing it safe. You're not playing to your potential. You're doing this and this and this. And if you really believe that this is where you're going to be in 5 years, then your mind is not, it's not wide enough, or it's not grasping a wide enough scope to the world around you, or the possibilities of what can actually be. So my answer is, well, part of my answer is I'm going to get my degree, and then I'm going to get into the field. But if it doesn't happen like that necessarily, if I don't get into the field, that's okay. I'm on that path. But life can be unpredictable. You don't know if that's what you're really going to be doing down the line. All you know is this is the way that you want it to be. You're planning it out, A, B, C, D. But life has a funny way of getting you at the worst times, or changing up your whole route completely at the wrong time, or could be the right time. You just, at that moment, you don't know. You don't know until you come out of it, until you look back on it. You don't you don't know if it does or doesn't. It seems like it doesn't at that time, because things are kind of, it feels inconvenient, it feels uncomfortable, it feels worrisome. Like there's no certainty in it. You're unsure of what is to come. But in those moments, you learn who you are, and you figure out that 5 years from now, you could end up in a place where you couldn't even imagine in your wildest dreams. No matter how much we try to prepare for it, you can only prepare for so much. There's so much that you can't control. So when these things happen, the only thing you can do is adjust and refocus. There's a quote from Mike Tyson that says, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. So we can prepare all we want to. We can prepare and prepare, but it's still not come out the way that we want it to. And maybe even if it doesn't come out the way that we want it to, it comes out the way that we need it to. That's the best thing, is like you don't know how unpredictable life can really be until you find out these things that can happen that just mess up your whole world. They can mess up your whole world. You tear it apart and rebuild it back up again. That's the thing, is just being patient through the storms, being patient through the calms, through the sunshine, through the rays, through the rain. You know, being calm, being patient throughout all walks of life, throughout all situations. And that's something that is hard to do, honestly, because it's our nature to react. It's our nature to respond. It's our nature to want to escape something that we feel uncomfortable in. But a lot of the times, the way for us to grow and to improve is we have to fight that. And we have to improve. We have to fight the urge to want to escape and grow through it. Instead of go away from it, grow through it. Fight through it. That's the only thing, or it's going to eat you alive. So for me to say that I know where I'm going to be 5 years from now, that is something that has us not in our fullest potential. It just doesn't. So I'm going to ask you again, whichever one you want to answer. Whichever one you want to answer. Where will you be, or what will you be doing by age 30? Or where do you see yourself 5 years from now? That's two questions. 2, 1, 2. Go. You have a good night.